got one here by ToryLynn. And unless I'm very much mistaken, this is a glossa, because she quotes one of the Analects of Confucius beforehand. And I think she's rewriting the Analect in a Western poetry format. This is called Western Form on Eastern Thought by ToryLynn. The master said, when the multitude hates a person, you must examine them and judge for yourself. The same holds true for someone whom the multitude loves. Analects of Confucius, 15:28. Please look into the soul of someone first, for judging based on what the people say. For others often will see what is worst. A life is ruined by a single day. Beware of those who all the people love, for often, too, the people are deceived. Take care yourself with those that you speak of. Be sure that when you speak of, you conceived. Peer deeply into lies of those they judge. Your own opinions should be truer still. A record tarnished with a single smudge can cleaner be when using your own will. So look with your own eyes if you should dare, and see the truth of life that should lie there. That was Western Form on an Eastern Thought by ToryLynn Writer. Thank you, ToryLynn.
Yeah, wonderful, Tory. That's a wonderful poems, too.
Shakespeare here, but I'm going to read it with the caveat that you read yours, Morgue. So I'm going to read Shakespeare's Sonnet 18 if you will read your Shakespeare's Sonnet 18, the one you wrote. Deal?
Oh. Okay.
We'll just do them back to back. So here's, Saberman passed this to me. This is William Shakespeare's Sonnet 18, to be followed by Morgue Shakespeare Sonnet 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often in it is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometimes declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines no time thou growest. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Sonnet 18 by William Shakespeare.
Wonderful, Corwyn.
And now Shakespeare's little sister, Morgue.
Oh, wow. No, that's too much said. So, okay. My Sonnet 18 to William Shakespeare. Shall I now tell thee what they do all time? Thou art more lovely, far from temperate. Roughly they shake thy darling buds of rhyme, and lovers' lease hath all too short a date. Sometimes so hot their love for passion shines, and often is their comprehension dimmed, and every fair from fair all love declines, by choice or chance or curse of fate untrimmed. Yet thy eternal summer seems to fade, my bard, your seasons seem to be worn out, although they brag to wander in thy shade. Of all thy works this one they squeeze and spout. All love and laugh is in thy work, and yet it seems that most they simply do not get. Okay, this was my Sonnet 18.
All right, well, I think I'll make a bit of a departure here.
Sims House thinks he makes her happy.
I'm sorry?
House
Oh.
wants to make Mona Lisa happy.
He's going to throw a hand in the air. Well, this next poem is by Jilly Kidd, our very own. And this is called The Boy at the Guest House. The boy at the guest house has peeled the skins from tomorrow's potatoes and left them white and bare in cold water, then waited while silhouettes of guests slid through the hallway past the frosted glass in the door marked private. Now he's 3 stories up, pressing his eyes closed. He draws deep breaths through the long, dark lung of the house, picking up polished smells of grandmother, grandfather, and wall-hung pendulum clocks, all set at staggered times, ticking off-beat, chiming a musical round as pubs closed, and stilettos quick-tap along lamplit flags. Teacups gleam expectantly, each turned upside down, with the rose twisted to face tomorrow's guest. His memory ticks a list of tasks well done. His worry stalks the house and gazes longingly at framed ships tilting on walls. It's 1940. The front door opens as his stepfather and sparrow-frail mother enter. Her gash-red coat and matching mouth dull in the hallway. Her bleached hair glows. She has painted her lips high in a cupid's bow, a boss-eyed, bespectacled parody of her husband's favorite star. Her laughter shrills. It flutters, spiraling up the stairwell to palpitate his heart. His stepfather, pub smoke voice husky from singing, inspects each room, then stops to curse. The groan of each stair is familiar as he heaves himself up 3 flights, pulling his weight on both handrails. He kicks the boy's door open on its old scar and pauses on the threshold. And that was The Boy at the Guest House by Jilly Kidd, also known as Adele Ward.
Yeah, wonderful. I really would like to hear more of Jilly's. We don't have enough of them.
'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought. So rested he by the Tumtum tree, and stood a while in thought. And, as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through, the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. Oh, frabjous day! Callooh, Calais! He chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome raths outgrabe. And that was the Jabberwocky from Alice Through the Looking Glass.
No one can ever read that. That's good. You are just so good with that one. Oh my God.
Thank you.
That's so wonderful.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, Morgue, for reading with me and letting me read with you.
Oh, and
great.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always a great pleasure for me to read with you, Corwyn, and to read for you all. I really love it and enjoy that.
Thank you, Saberman. And thank you all for coming, and thank you all for sharing your poetry with us, letting us read them for you. We certainly do appreciate it. Turn around here.
Yeah. So great stuff always here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love this venue. And thank you, Jilly and Hastings and Think for providing this great venue for us. This is just really wonderful.